America, I thought he had absolutely no chance. He was robbed in the first fight.
The AI judge had it 118, 110.
Get rid of the AI judge. The AI judge don't work.
On December 21st, we witnessed one of the most anticipated rematches in boxing history. Tyson Fury came in with the trash talk, the confidence, and even had Eddie Hearn backing him. However, Eddie Hearn recently exposed the shocking reason why Fury's loss to Oleksandr Usyk feels completely rigged, and it's as unbelievable as it sounds.
But most of all, can't believe I'm saying it, may Tyson Fury be victorious on Saturday night for Britain and get this.
But when fight night arrived, Usyk silenced all the noise and proved he's the true king of the ring. Instead of accepting the loss, Eddie Hearn called the fight rigged, and his claim was wild. He blamed an AI judge, an actual robot, for the outcome. While most people moved on, Eddie doubled down, and honestly, when you hear his reasoning, it might make you question everything too. And let's not forget, when Eddie Hearn speaks, the boxing world listens. As the mastermind behind Matchroom Sport, he's been the driving force behind some of the biggest boxing events in history.
Doesn't seem like most people saw it that way.
Think of Anthony Joshua's heavyweight showdowns, career-defining moments for boxing's top stars, and enough drama to fill a year's worth of headlines. When Eddie Hearn speaks, people listen, whether they agree with him or not. So, when Eddie, a longtime supporter of Tyson Fury and his larger-than-life antics, started questioning the Fury versus Usyk result, the boxing world couldn't help but take notice.
But let's see, respect Tyson Fury, see what he wants to do in the future. No rush.
So, what did Eddie Hearn think of the fight? Oh, he had plenty to say. For him, this wasn't a clear-cut victory for Usyk or a disaster for Fury. It was a razor-thin contest that could have gone either way. Eddie himself called it a draw, emphasizing how tight each round was. This wasn't about one fighter dominating the other. It was a chess match. Every move mattered, every mistake was costly. While most leaned toward Usyk, Eddie wasn't entirely convinced. Now, let's talk about Fury. Was he perfect? Absolutely not. Eddie admitted that Fury wasn't in top form, his timing was off, and his usual resilience to punches seemed diminished. But to call Fury washed up, laughable, Eddie wasn't buying into that narrative. Fury still had his moments, landing solid shots and holding his own in a fight that prioritized strategy over brute force. Usyk, on the other hand, brought his relentless pace, leaving Fury scrambling to keep up. It was a tactical showdown, not a slugfest, and Fury proved he still has plenty left in the tank. And then there was the scoring. When the dust settled after Fury versus Usyk, it wasn't the cheers or the fireworks that people were talking about. It was the controversy that followed.
Not sure about the AI judge. I think we've got to get rid of him.
Wait, what did you...
118, 112 to Usyk. I thought it was very wide.
Yeah, that is...
I didn't see 8-4 to Usyk in that fight personally, but maybe watch it back.
Usyk walked away with a unanimous decision, all three judges scoring it 116 to 112. While most found that reasonable, the real bombshell came from an AI judge. Yes, boxing now has robot scoring fights, because why not complicate things with technology no one asked for? This AI expert declared the fight a blowout, scoring it 118 to 111 for Usyk. Suddenly, everyone, from fans to Eddie Hearn, was crying foul. And let's be honest, Eddie wasn't going to let this slide. In classic Eddie fashion, he didn't hold back, tearing into the AI scoring system and calling it unreliable, though that was putting it mildly. A score that wide in a fight this close? It wasn't just wrong, it was laughable. For years, Eddie has been vocal about his opposition to AI in boxing, and this fiasco only strengthened his argument. Boxing isn't just numbers or data. It's about nuance. It's about reading strategy, timing, and the power behind every punch.
I mean, I thought it was a good performance in terms of he was switched on for the 12 rounds. He didn't lose concentration like he did in the first fight. I thought he could have been a little bit more aggressive. But Usyk, he's very, very good. And I think what he's doing is astonishing.
Do you really think an algorithm can grasp the subtleties of boxing? Apparently, Usyk dominated, according to the AI judge, while anyone with actual eyes saw two fighters trading blows in one of the most tightly contested bouts in recent memory. Fans weren't quiet about it either. Social media lit up with outrage, calling the AI scorecard absurd, close rounds and balanced exchanges. All of that seemed to go out the window for the robot judge, who appeared to be watching a completely different fight. The controversy didn't stop there. Some fans even floated conspiracy theories suggesting the AI scorecard was evidence of bias or worse, manipulation. While most avoided outright accusations of a rigged fight, that bizarre score didn't do much to quell suspicions. Eddie Hearn, however, wasn't new to this kind of drama. This is the man who has been hyping Fury for years, reminding us of his legendary wins, like schooling Klitschko in his own backyard or demolishing Wilder in their trilogy. So, when Fury lost to Usyk, Eddie's disappointment wasn't just professional, it was personal.
But most of all, I can't believe I'm saying it, may Tyson Fury be victorious on Saturday night for Britain and get...
Eddie expected Fury to shine, to dominate as he had so many times before. Instead, Fury looked off. His timing was shaky, his punch resistance wasn't what it used to be, and while he landed some solid shots, especially to the body, he couldn't control the fight in the way people expected. Eddie saw the cracks but wasn't ready to write Fury off, not by a long shot. Instead of placing the blame squarely on Fury, Eddie turned his focus to what he saw as the real issue, the scoring. He wasn't just frustrated with the AI debacle, he called out the entire system. Boxing, he argued, needs judges who truly understand what's happening in the ring. The sport isn't about raw numbers, it's about context. Ring control, the impact of punches, how fighters adapt mid-bout. These are nuances a human judge can grasp, not an algorithm fixated on punch volume. And Eddie wasn't wrong. Usyk's relentless activity might look impressive on paper, but Fury's more measured, strategic approach deserved credit too. The AI didn't recognize that, and it showed. Now, the big question is what's next for Tyson Fury? Is his career at a crossroads, or on the brink of another massive payday? Let's face it, we're talking about a potential $100 million decision. Naturally, Eddie Hearn didn't miss the chance to weigh in, adding his 2 cents to the conversation.
But I am backing Tyson Fury, of course, he's the Brit. I've become fond of this gentleman next to me as well, Spencer Brown and the team. And I said before, you're not like, I mean, because he's a good guy. You've got to be kinder to him. He's been your friend for a long time.
According to Eddie Hearn, the only fight that truly makes sense for Tyson Fury now is against Anthony Joshua. The matchup British boxing fans have been clamoring for since the dawn of time, or so it feels. Hearn didn't call it the only meaningful fight left in Fury's career just to be dramatic. He's dead serious. After Fury's loss to Usyk, his options are narrowing fast. This might be his one chance to remind the world why he's still the Gypsy King, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Fury's legacy, once seemingly set in gold, now faces scrutiny. This is the man who dethroned Klitschko, survived and conquered Wilder in their epic trilogy, and reigned as the undefeated king of the heavyweights. But now, questions about his future are piling up faster than his pay-per-view numbers.
Didn't agree with the decision? No, I certainly didn't. I didn't see how one judge could only didn't give him a round from round 6 onwards, and the other 2 gave him 1 round each. I don't know what fight.
Tyson Fury's aura of invincibility took a serious hit with his loss to Usyk, and without a smart move to bounce back, he risks becoming a footnote in boxing history. In this sport, you're only as good as your last fight, and Fury's most recent outing didn't do him any favors. That's why the Anthony Joshua fight is so crucial. It's a shot at redemption, a chance to remind the world why he was the Gypsy King in the first place. But if you thought Eddie Hearn was the only one stirring the pot over Fury's loss, think again. Oscar De La Hoya, boxing royalty, a walking Hall of Famer, and a man who knows title fights better than most judges know their scorecards, has also jumped into the fray, adding fuel to the fire of controversy.
Let's go back to the drawing board, that's it.
Does anybody beat Usyk? Last question. Anybody beat Usyk from this current crop?
We all get beat. One way or the other, we all get beat.
Sitting ringside among the elite, Oscar De La Hoya boldly claimed that Fury had done enough to win the fight. This is no casual opinion. De La Hoya, a multiple world champion across divisions and a career-defining icon, carries enough insider knowledge to write boxing's unofficial rulebook. In his view, the rounds were too close to justify the clean sweep Usyk received on the scorecards. His unofficial card leaned toward Fury, echoing what many fans were already thinking. What made this even more striking was that De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn, often at odds, were suddenly on the same page. Something about this fight didn't sit right. Hearn ranted about the laughable 118 to 111 AI score, while De La Hoya zeroed in on the human judges and their questionable math. Despite their different angles, both reached the same conclusion: the decision didn't accurately reflect what happened in the ring.
You want to just come out and, snap and knock somebody out right there and then, but that's where you have to use the psychological warfare on your opponent. And I strongly feel that Tyson Fury not doing public workouts, not greeting people, not wanting to see anybody, I think it's going to be an advantage for Tyson.
Usyk's victory was more than just a sporting triumph for Ukraine. It was a powerful moment of pride, a symbolic win that echoed far beyond the ring. While no one questions Usyk's skill or the heart he brings to the sport, Fury's supporters, including De La Hoya, couldn't help but wonder if the emotional narrative had influenced the judges. It's not an accusation, just an observation.
For Tyson Fury, I think that he's going to come out of his cage like a lion, and I think we will see a Tyson Fury who is motivated, a Tyson Fury who is focused for the first time in a while.
The fallout continued online, with fans flooding forums and social media with cries of robbery and bias. Some even speculated that the political weight of a Ukrainian victory might have subconsciously influenced the judges. While there's no concrete proof of that, the overwhelming criticism made one thing clear: many believed Fury had been done dirty.